Zambonis are on the ice in preparation for the final group of women's competitors taking the ice for the short program shortly. But while we have a couple of minutes, it's been a great day of skating so far. We still have 6 more ladies to take the ice on their way to crowning a new Canadian ladies champion. But let's talk a little bit about what we're going to see tomorrow. The only people that we haven't seen take the ice today are the men.
The men's event.
The men's event, and they're going to take the ice tomorrow with their short program.
The only event who we will have the defending champion.
Patrick Chan is looking to take his 4th consecutive title. So what do you think about that?
Well, Patrick has always come up with an amazing improvement, the results. He's on the climb. Basically, since I've known Patrick, since he's been 12 years old, there's been a consistent climb. And this year is the quads.
Well, you know what? You're going to be surprised that I have him on PJ's podium picks on my short list. Let's take a look. My pick for gold is going to be Patrick Chan. I think silver is going to belong to Kevin Reynolds. And bronze, I think that the experience of Sean Sawyer and the fact that he seems to really compete well at Canadians more often than not, I think that that's going to end up with the bronze. What are your predictions?
Well, I must agree with you on this one. Patrick Chan has the goods, has the skating skills. He's going to be hard to beat just in the skating skills. Although Kevin Reynolds will challenge him with the quads. And it's great for Patrick because he loves that challenge. Like, he eats it.
He's somebody with a mountain to climb. Speaking of mountains to climb, we're going to talk a little bit about the Grand Prix final. I mean, he is the Grand Prix final champion, and that's certainly something that has eluded him. I'm talking about Patrick Chan, of course. Overall, his skating, this is part of his free program. What draws you in as a spectator?
His feet. And now that he's becoming more and more mature and really skating with the music, but since this is beautiful quad, and you know he's mastered that jump, I think all that dartfish has paid off. He's probably very visual, as you know, I saw him training like from at a young age. He's very visual, but he feels things, and the dartfish has paid off. Here's his triple axel.
Tell me what you mean about dartfish.
What I mean by dartfish is the computer analysis. So you know exactly the air time that you are in the air, where your takeoff, and you can actually compare it with someone else in sync with your own job. It's an incredible tool for the skaters nowadays.
So what happens is the skater is being videotaped, and they can sort of take apart that videotape, or not video, it's actually digital. It's loaded into a computer, and frame per frame, you can compare your jump, or in the case of Patrick Chan, he can compare his jumps with, let's say, Yevgeny Plushenko as far as the triple axel is concerned, and it helps them to realize that proper aerial position.
That's right.
Now, let's talk a little bit about Canada's quad king, Kevin. I love the alliteration. That would be Kevin Reynolds. Kevin Reynolds landed his first quad loop in the week of the Olympics on his home practice rink. He is somebody who planned and executed 2 quads in the short program for the first time.
He landed the first 2 quads in the short program, and this is the first year that the men's are capable of putting 2 quads in the short program. Previously, there was only that one chance in the combination jump.
Now, the first jump that we saw was a quad sal. This is the setup for the quad toe.
And there's a fall there. The thing is, Kevin has grown, but kept the quad and improved. Kevin always was maybe more like smaller physically than an average boy or man of his age, but he has grown, gained a lot of strength, and his presence is much stronger on the ice, but has kept the quads and still improve and gaining more quads.
Well, the thing that's really wonderful about him, he started working with Shaylin Bourne last year, and he really developed his own personality. He's innately a very musical skater, although quite shy. So he took some convincing to be able to really bring out that personality, and that has really worked to his advantage, I think. And I think that we're looking at the top 2 men, but that doesn't mean that there aren't some other men that are there to challenge, that's for sure. Sean Sawyer among them.
One of the veterans, Sean Sawyer. His passion for skating, he's got a lot of passion, and put the safeties The safety, I call it the safety.
Well, that's the men. They're coming up tomorrow, but we have one more flight of women's competitors this evening, and we'll be back to see if they're ready to take the ice from Victoria. Back in just a few minutes. We are moments away from our final 6 competitors of the day. It's been a great day of skating so far. Pair short program, short dance, and here is the order of skate for the final group of women. Adriana De Sanctis skates first, followed by Alexandra Najarro, then Vanessa Grenier, Amélie Lacoste, Myriam Samson, and Cynthia Faneuf is our final competitor. It's going to be a very strong group of women's competitors. I have to say one of my favorite performances so far happened very early on in our first group of competitors, and that was Sarah Jourdain.
Yeah, I liked her too.
Yeah. In the front in the green with the pink, Cynthia Faneuf. So she's still got the iPod shuffle on. I suppose she's listening to her own program music, or is she listening to just tunes to help her relax?
Depends on the skaters.
So there was a great question that came in from Cecilia Yeager, who wanted to know if we were expecting any triple-triple combinations, and the answer is yes in this final group of competitors, but there's only one skater, and that's Amélie Lacoste, who's planning this skater. This is Amélie Lacoste planning a triple loop combination, but she's the only one. Doesn't mean to say that somebody else isn't going to necessarily do one, but that's in the planned content.
A triple loop combination is worth 10.20 points, and that is the equivalent basically of a quadruple.
Now it's very interesting
Quadruple.
Yeah. Well, I'm just looking. As you were talking, I was watching Julie Marcotte, who's watching Amélie Lacoste. Amélie there in the front, eyes closed, trying to sort of quiet her mind, find her center. And what we see is constant motion with Cynthia Faneuf. Her way of dealing with the pressure, perhaps, talking to coach Annie Barabé.
Okay, if everybody's ready there, we're ready to go.
Looks like the ice captain is getting prepared to let the girls go onto the ice. Six-minute warm-up. So in your competing days, tell me how you structured your warm-up. What was the first minute devoted to? Myriam Samson, by the way, in the purple.
The first minute, really to feel the ice.
So just stroking.
Just stroking, just getting a good feel. Even when I was getting into the rink, like my main thing was to walk around the building and trying to find a spot where I can really feel familiar once I get on the ice. I would see myself on the ice. I would do the visualization of my whole program, my 6 minute. So when I got on the ice, that 6 minute, it felt déjà vu. Like I already lived it. And most of them, I don't see any skaters to be at that level, not working their mental preparation along with the physical one.
it can be a little bit stressful, and you can see the stress in Cynthia Phaneuf's face as she's waiting to get on the ice. Myriam Sanson, same thing, lots of motion, lots of movement. Adriana DeSanctis in the red, and in the red and black jacket, Alexandra Najarro. I'm sorry, in the red dress, it's actually Vanessa Grenier. This is Adriana DeSanctis in the pink.
Talking about stress, they know there's a new Canadian ladies champion to be crowned in these nationals.
Representing the York Regional Skating Academy Winter Club from Central Ontario, Alexandra Najarro.
Adriana DeSanctis, third at the challenge event. She was sixth at last year's nationals. And this is Alexandra Najarro. Came second at the challenge event, coached by Tracy Wayman, former national champion. Last year, she was 15th at the national championships.
Shaylin Bunn choreographed her short program.
And Vanessa Grenier in the red, challenge competition winner. That proved to be the door that opened last year for Myriam Sanson. We'll see if it can happen for Vanessa Grenier. Last year she was 8th at nationals, coached by Cynthia Lemaire and Marie-France Péloquin. Amélie Lacoste, skater with the highest total point score coming into this competition. Third at Skate Canada, her first Grand Prix medal. Skate America, she placed 5th. In 2009, she was the national bronze medalist and is looking to get back on the podium this year. Myriam Sanson, reigning national bronze medalist. Came 7th at Skate Canada, 8th at the Cup of Russia, coached by Natalie Martin and Danielle Robillard. Cynthia Phaneuf, ranked 5th in the world last year. As we mentioned before, she took the national title in 2004 and is looking to reclaim it.
Beautiful triple toe.
Cynthia is a skater who has struggled with nerves. What are the steps that she potentially, I mean, we don't know for sure, but what are the steps that she potentially took in order to overcome the nerves? Because she really made a breakthrough last season.
She did have to work on her consistency. Her nerves, like you were saying, have taken over as we're talking. Sometimes this is good when it happens. See how it can relax her, and she's got a good smile. She had a little bit of a, well, it seems like her blade had grew. But yeah, she worked a lot on her consistency.
And sometimes, you know, as we've talked about before, success breeds success. So back on track in this warm-up for Cynthia Phaneuf and the other 5 competitors. And we'll be back to see how the final 6 competitors do when we come back from this short break. We'll see. We're about halfway through, I would say, maybe a little more in the 6-minute warm-up for this final group of women's competitors. So, you know what? We haven't seen the strongest performances like we saw in the pairs or in the short dance, but I'm really hopeful that this last group of competitors means business.
Well, I think you are going to see what your wishes are going to come true, because these skaters are hungry more than ever, I believe, with the title being open and not having been open for the last 7 years, really, with Joanie Rochette like just being on top of it. Now it's open and they're hungry and they're going to go for it. Where before it didn't seem as approachable or reachable.
Well, it's interesting. We were talking about the fact that somebody was asking me if not having the usual cast of characters, if that impacted the competition. And my point was, yes, it impacts it in a good way, because with the door open, we want to see who's going to walk through it. Beautiful quality in that triple Lutz. Great height. I'm so impressed by what I've seen in terms of development with this skater, Amélie Lacoste, this season. She loves her programs.
Yes, she does have the choreography, the best choreography she's ever had. She's a strong jumper, but because of her program component being developed this year and the fact that she loves her choreography, she gets into it even more. So we are going to see a rise in the points.
Thank you.
La période d'échauffement est maintenant terminée. Veuillez quitter la glace, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
You know, I've had skaters tell me from time to time that the most difficult part for them is actually when their name is called and the door is closed, because there's a moment where they think, why did I say I would do this? I'm so scared, I'm so stressed. Did that happen to you, or do you think that that's reasonable?
Why do I put myself through this?
And yet when the music starts...
Well, you know, like for me, it was more when I was off the ice that it would happen, like just getting ready, putting my dress on my skates. That was a little more challenging for me. When you're on the ice, you're, like I said, I have made friends with the ice through the warm-up, so at that point, like, usually it felt pretty good.
Now, this is Adriana De Sanctis, 22 years old, coached by Robert Tebby and Doug Lee. Choreographers are Kelly Johnson and Tyler Miles, and she's skating to music entitled A Street Scene. Came 6th at last year's National Championships, qualified to come here by coming 3rd at the Challenge event.
Triple Lutz, double toe.
Nicely done.
A little bit of hesitation on the landing, but well regroup on the double toe. Second element. Triple flip. It was all there.
I know, it seemed like, again, maybe the takeoff was a hair early, causing her to not be able to get totally into the air.
She was heavy a little bit from the top, leaning too far forward.
Beautiful positions in that layback.
I was going to say unusual. Double axel. Well done. Different entry, difficult entry and difficult exit.
Nice change of levels throughout that straight line step sequence.
Nice levels. Using the upper body movement. The intricacy and difficulty of the turns, all there. outside edge. Beautiful variation there.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing the Mariposa Winter Club from Central Ontario.
Adriana said
Adriana
the difference this
DeSantis.
year for her was the mental preparation. She would meet on a weekly basis with Dudley and her coach on toughness, on mental toughness, and that has really helped her. She showed at the challenge, showing much more organized practices.
And the proof is in the pudding. That was a very secure short program. We see her at a distance with coaches Doug Lee and Robert Tebby.
I caught myself swearing.
Alexander Najarro on the ice.
Refocus after that. It's just a shame that you actually jumped. You're right down. You're down. There. So it's going to be expensive. But, you know, if you do a bad jump and you call it, oh, I didn't jump that nice and miss it. Yeah, that was exactly where you wanted it. It was good. When you see a replay, I don't think so. I thought this was for you though, and made the ball forward.
Were there any other changes that she made over the season? She says she loves her triple Lutz.
It's her favorite feeling to complete that jump. Yeah, I can say PJ, I remember too.
I can't. But it's really important, especially in those two, in the toe, and here's the Lutz. You know, muscle memory and good training is what helped her to hold on to that landing edge.
That's right. Do you agree there was a bit of a forward lean
Yes.
on the takeoff? And she tried to recuperate, but then you do the teeter-totter in the air.
I love the fact that she had great use of the upper body and good changes in level throughout this whole straight line step sequence. The program was well conceived.
Smart.
So current score to beat is that of Jessica Dubé at 48.81. Falls short of that by just 1 point. 47.81 for Adriana DeSantis, sitting in second place.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next competitor, representing the York Regional Skating Academy Winter Club from Central Ontario, Alexandra Najarro.
Alexandra is coached by Tracy Wayman. This is another lady who won at an early age. She was 13 years old, Tracy, when she won her first national title, and it took her 5 years to regain it.
Well, it's a sport that can be very unforgiving.
Always known for her performance and artistry.
Now, Alexandra is skating to Tridge Touch Polka and second waltz by André Rieu.
First jump, triple toe, double toe. Very well executed, although not the most difficult combination of the competition. She will get some quality points on that one.
Shailene Bourne responsible for the choreography in this program.
Her triple flip, well done.
that extension of the free leg that we were talking about in the layback.
And see the distance between the two knees? That's what I'm looking at when I see a layback. Love the energy, and you can see the energy of Shaylin throughout the choreography.
Wonderful attention to detail and capitalizing on Alexandra's joy in performing.
Inside edge of that back camel. Variation. Another variation. Step sequence, straight line. Utilizing the upper body, but maybe not as much as she needs to get the level for it.
But what is refreshing is seeing the degree of energy and attack.
There's a variation, 8 rotation. Rotation or in her last variation.
Quite pleased. It's always nice to see a skater who is able to achieve their potential in their program in the moment. I always feel great for them. Alexandra Najarro. This is one of the fresh faces that we were talking about, perhaps being able to capitalize on this open door.
Wow.
Tracy Werman, accompanied by Gregor Filipovsky.
Now, a little known fact, Gregor Filipovsky used to compete for Poland. Alexandra Najarro's mother also used to compete for Poland. That's how the connection.
I see. Quite clever.
Well, it's interesting how so many circles sort of intersect. Alexandra originally started out her skating career in Mississauga, Ontario, moved to Richmond Hill,
YRSA.
and YRSA. But that same joy in competing, I remember in the face of the very little girl.
I was there when she won her first sectional title as pre-novice, I believe.
Amelie Lacoste backstage, trying to maintain focus and composure. She's up 2 skaters from now.
Trying to find like that spot where you can really be by yourself and just be able to focus and concentrate with no distraction.
Alexandra, 17 years old. Alexandra Najarro takes over the lead by a margin of just under 4 points ahead of Jessica Dubé. Score 52.12, our new score to beat. Now, I'm really interested in seeing this skater, Vanessa Grenier. She took the challenge event
De Sherbrooke, du Québec, Vanessa Grenier.
at the beginning of December to qualify for Canadians. I'm interested to see what she's going to do. Alexandra Naharro in the lead, Jessica Dubé in second place. Vanessa competed at the Junior Grand Prix of France this year, where she placed 12th. Suzanne Louise choreographed this short program, Café Fuego, coached by Cynthia Lemaire. Assisted by Marie-France Belopin and Marie-Christine Grenier.
Triplets opened in the middle of the air, missing more than half her rotation.
It almost looked to me like she misjudged the end of the rink too, so when she went to take off, may have been a bit close to the boards.
A little surprised, yeah. Next element, triple sow. Well done, and put the double toe at the end. It's important, the double toe is worth a little over 1 point, and you want to accumulate as many points as possible throughout the 2 minute 15 seconds.
I like the stability of the position and of the center.
Double axel, well executed.
So in looking at this spin, what we're looking at are different features, and the features combined together. So 8 rotations being one
And a
variation.
cannon position.
Yes. Those are all the things that add up to create the level.
She did achieve a level 4 on that flying sit there. Level 4 is the highest level you can achieve, until they probably change the rules again because too many skaters are doing it. So. When you see the pace of Patrick Chan coming with the quads, because now it's more rewarded, you see the skaters being adjusted. This is what I need to do, I will do it. The sky is the limit.
Vanessa looks to me to be a little bit fatigued almost. Do you sense that? There's that change of edge. That's one of the features.
Broken leg.
The number of rotations. Bit of a mixed performance for Vanessa Grenier. 18 years old.
Mesdames et messieurs, représentant le club de patinage artistique de Sherbrooke, du Québec, Vanessa Grenier.
Goals are to make the national senior team, and she's looking forward to the Olympics in 2014 as well.
Alongside with Marianne and Emily, she went off to a training camp in Andorra, which Manon Perron was leading over there.
Great experience, don't you think? Exposure, travel, all the things that...
When you get to do international competition, you have to deal with the time change, the traveling, different food.
Parce que c'était vraiment beau, c'est juste ça, c'est vraiment plat.
Her coach is
C'était
trying to
vraiment proche en plus, hein?
encourage her by saying it was really a good program, except for that.
Vraiment proche ici, là.
That triple X.
Yeah.
It was a little too close to the boards.
C'est juste ça, ça fait vraiment chaud. Le reste, c'est vraiment beau. Ça veut dire que le reste, c'est vraiment beau. Ben, je sais. Ça me chouette. C'était vraiment bon. Tu ne pas caler la bouteille? Non. t'aurais commencé de la faire, hein?
Ouais.
Mais tu sais, c'était vraiment... Tu sais, t'es comme parti vraiment ultra vitesse. Là, t'as comme été... T'as pas attendu, mais t'allais juste plus vite que d'habitude. Fait que t'étais comme vraiment pris dans ton dos. Chacun.
D'accord.
On est bonne des remontées spectaculaires. Hein? Si on l'a trop facile, t'aimes pas ça.
There was that triple Lutz. I think that she was unsettled by being so close to the boards, as well as perhaps seeing the camera behind her and being unsure of where the end of the lens was. Combination, though, much done with a higher degree of confidence and security. I still would have liked to have seen a little bit more speed and some more control throughout the program. The short program score 44.13. Vanessa is currently in 5th place. Score of 44.13 points. Still in the lead, Alexandra Najarro with a score of 52.12.
Mesdames et messieurs, la prochaine concurrente, représentant le club de patinage artistique du Roussillon, du Québec, Amélie Lacoste.
Amélie Lacoste on the ice, 22 years old, skating to Ojos Negros, coached by Nathalie Martin. Choreographers are Julie Marcotte, Jeffrey Buddle, Sylvie Fulham. She was 5th at last year's National Championships, 3rd the year before. Has really been competing well this season. Ended up with her first Grand Prix medal of bronze at Skate Canada.
I like that intro. I like this opening. Just made a little bit of a statement there. I'm here. Watch me. Double axel with ease. And that attack that we've been
Looking for.
Setting up the triple loop combination. Triple loop, double loop.
She had hoped to execute a triple loop combination. Erred on the side of caution.
But no mistakes. We might see it in the long program. Now, triple lutz turn into a single, stepped out. That will be very costly, unfortunately. Dead drop.
Great height, too, on that death drop.
I certainly don't know Emily as much as her coach would know her, but I did sense throughout the warm-up there was a little concern. There was not that confidence shining through her eyes. Beautiful layback position into basic position, sideways, hair cutter. Footwork, starting with the straight line, 1 foot for half of the pattern.
Great flow, don't you
Nice
think?
speed, yes. We thought the same thing at the same time. It's all about timing, isn't it?
We're out of the ice net cement, but into the women's, and you're right. She seems to have found her performance level again in the second half of this program.
The joy for skating too, and like you say, that it's not just about the jump, even though she's very strong technically that way. She knows there's more to skating. It's a lot more difficult to be doing that position on the forward spin.
You can see the disappointment on her face. So much at stake here at these national championships.
Du Québec, Amélie Lacoste.
I think we forget under the adrenaline that we don't lose anything. We have everything to gain. But we tend to feel that we're like we might be losing something, but we've never acquired it yet.
You know, so many coaches and trainers and people talk about being in the moment, and that's exactly what has to happen in skating. If your mind wanders to what you've just done or what you think you're going to do 2 seconds hence, you're not going to be able to really effectively perform what you need to as it happens.
If you know if that it exists a remote control, so then when I put the skaters on the ice too, that I can just press that automatic button and then they go, it would be a lot easier.
Yes, it would.
But that's the nice part of the figure skating, I think, is just such a mental game, like when it's time to perform, and you only have that 2-minute 50 and then that 4-minute the next day, and you have to put everything that you have in your repertoire in that time. It's not a period, okay, we're gonna have a flood like hockey. Go back in the dressing room, talk about it, come back with a new strategy, and then you have a chance to recover and come back. There's none of that chance here. The only reason I'm talking about hockey is because of the Battle of the Blades.
Marianne Samson looking confident and poised, and she's up next. And again, you know, this is where a coach earns their every last penny that you can pay them by being able to support a skater and being able to let them know that it's going to be all right, the sun's going to come out, and they're going to be able to skate well another day.
I'm looking at you.
This moves Amélie Lacoste into second place, still with the lead. Alexandra Najarro will score 52.12.
La prochaine patineuse, représentant le club de patinage artistique Saint-Jean du Québec.
Current standings, Najarro in the lead, followed by Lacoste and then Dubé. But on the ice, Marianne Samson. "22 years old, skating to music from the Il Postino soundtrack, coached by Nathalie Martin and Danielle Robillard. Choreographers this year, Marie-France Dubreuil and Julie Marcotte. Reigning national bronze medalist looking for a second trip to the podium.
Strong edges going into the triplettes. Unfortunately.
What you could see, I think, going into that jump was that she already had dropped that right side even before she took off, which was going to make landing it very difficult. Fall results in a 1-point deduction off the total.
Back spiral into her next element, double axel.
Landed it. It was clean. A bit of a precarious aerial position, however.
That might set her back on her feet, though, and just give her that confidence for the next jump. Nice layback, beautiful position. Variation. double threes into triple flip. Difficult entrance. There's no setup for that triple jump. Detrap into variation, beautiful position, kept it for 8 rotation, change of variation. Footwork. Started with the variation of 1/2 of the length of the program on 1 foot.
The other thing that I like about Miriam is great, very quick changes of direction, good transition from turn to turn.
She's always on an edge. That's what I like too. Like from the beginning of the program, I've noticed that she was utilizing great edges. And skaters that are able to use edges facilitate also the jumps. All the jumps are taken on an edge, and if you can create the momentum from the edge, whether it's a toe jump or an edge jump alone, it really does help the momentum and understanding the rhythm of the jump.
So a pretty significant mistake on one of those jumps for
Représentant
Miriam
l'équipe nationale
Sanson.
artistique de
That was a fall, so a
Saint-Jean,
-3 on the triple Lutz
Sanson.
combo.
Plus a 1-point deduction for the foul.
I did really like the program though.
Me
It's
too.
got the
It-
potential. Now, it's not over for her because the long program can be anyone who skated, because we can't control right now how Cynthia's going to skate, but if the gap isn't as much, then the long program is up to grab for the title. Like, it really, if the distance in the scoring, like in the short program, isn't too big, obviously it's something that they can catch up in the long program.
And sometimes even when there is a rather big margin in the short program, it really comes down to the free. I mean, Cynthia Phaneuf, she won the short program at Skate Canada, ended up with a 7th place finish in the free and 4th place overall, which is how Amélie Lacoste was able to overtake her. So sometimes even when there is a significant spread, if somebody really comes apart in the free, it can mean somebody else wins. Our final skater on the ice, Cynthia Phaneuf. Her turn is coming up next.
Yeah, I like that. I like that timing. So if I was Annie, I would say, okay, she's got the rhythm. She feels it. It's a long time to wait from the end of the warm-up to the skate when there's 6 skaters like this in a row. Although this is just a short program, the long program is even longer, the wait. And certain skaters like to use that time while they're waiting for the marks of the previous skater to actually start jumping and getting the blood to circulate a little bit faster. But not everyone is capable of. .75 in 3rd place.
So Miriam Sanson takes over 3rd from Jessica Dubé. And we're looking at our final skater, Cynthia Phaneuf. Here are the standings. Alexandra Najarro in the lead, Amélie Lacoste in 2nd, Miriam Sanson in 3rd. Cynthia's choreographer, David Wilson. Coached by Annie Barabé. Music is Spanish guitar. Also coached by Sophie Richard.
First element, double axel, well executed, solid. Triplets, combination. Okay. Exquisite. The height made it a little more difficult for her to land it. That's why there was a little bit of a position forward before the double toe.
Nicely done, though.
Beautiful triplets. Triple toe, solid. Her personality's coming out. Side laybacks. Regular.
Now, what I notice is the increase in momentum with the variation of position.
The use of the music. Variation, second variation with the 8 rotation. Sharp turns,
Variations of direction, too, in the straight line step sequence. You're right.
Entrance into a combination spin, variation, variation, 6, 7, 8, rotation, accomplished, level 4.
That's how you skate a short program.
Okay, I was sitting on the edge of my seat throughout that footwork because I had the Olympics 2010 like in my mind. So I was, okay, just stay focused.
Do you know what's so good to see is when a skater can come out and really demonstrate their potential, which is what Cynthia Phaneuf did in that short program. She's exciting to watch because it's sometimes unpredictable, and you just know that there is a spectacular skater in
It's
there.
it's the combination of the triplets, the height, the athleticism, but also the theatrical. Like, she can hold a stage on her own.
She has almost a challenging demeanor. It's almost as if she challenges you to not watch her. It's like a dare.
You cannot describe it better than that.
Amélie Lacoste looking to see how much of a hill she's going to have to climb tomorrow in the free program.
Setup of the triplets. Nice, poised in the entrance. You saw like the same timing as the single lutz that we saw previously in the warm-up. Here's the triple toe. Beautiful, completely on her axe. Her upper body didn't have any movement up in the air.
Great alignment, and you see the joy in that face.
Personal satisfaction, you know.
I know it's going to seem like I'm going out on a limb, but I think this is the face of the leader at the conclusion of the women's short program.
I think so.
Based on confidence, content, choreography.
Just the way she carries herself on the ice.
Now she's going to have to bring that kind of energy, though, to the free program.
We know that for Cynthia, consistency could be a little challenge. So, but a build-up of confidence, I think, will help the long program.
Current leader, 52.12, is Alexandra Najarro.
The short program score, 60.77.
60.77. Terrific margin
Elle est présentement en première
of
place.
lead for Cynthia Phaneuf, 60.77. And
Ladies and gentlemen, this
here are the standings after the short program, and I just want to say how delightful for Alexandra Najarro to end up in second place.
the current
So, in the lead, Cynthia Phaneuf, followed by Alexandra Najarro, then Amélie Lacoste in third, Myriam Samson in fourth, Jessica Dubé in fifth, followed by Adriana De Sanctis. Vanessa Grenier, the challenge winner, sitting in eighth place. Sarah Jourdain, the skater from the first group who held the lead for such a long time, ends up in seventh. Dallas Daniel in ninth.
in third place.
En troisième place, représentant le club de patinage
Kate Charbonneau in 11th place, former junior national champion. And then skaters that we saw earlier on, Isabelle Valiquette in 15th place, Kelsey McNeil in 16th, and Jacqueline Lemieux, our final competitor. Great final flight of women's competitors, very exciting to see.
A strong end. And for Cynthia,
Remercie, mesdames et messieurs. Toutes nos félicitations.
was a personal best
Je vous
in
souhaite
her
une
short
bonne fin de
program.
soirée.
Terrific. Hi, everybody. We're back. We're going to wrap things up. PJ Kwong here along with José Chouinard. José, we've just seen a very, very strong women's short program. So give me your thoughts, especially about the leader, Cynthia Phaneuf.
Well, what I liked about Cynthia was she took command. She was strong, even in the warm-up or prior to get on the ice. Like, she was left by her coach, like, just to get that moment on her own. And then on the ice, she had a little bit of a fall, like, struggle, like, between her blades. And she laughed about it. And throughout her whole performance, like, she was really in control. She took command, and it was really nice to see that she was skating as like a champion.
Like we just seen that beautiful double axel, there was a real look-at-me quality about her skate tonight that really earned her the lead after the short program. Now, what was also refreshing to see was one of the new faces we talked about. Alexandra Najarro, coached by Tracy Waitman, former Canadian champion, sits currently in second place. Beautiful short program, clean, tidy, and wonderful performance.
Lovely, lots of energy, like you're saying, and I could see like some of the like performance level that was enhanced, and I'm sure that Shaylin has helped that. But also her coach, Tracy Women, I remember her skating, and she had that energy. So it's a well package that Alexandra just brought on the ice here at Nationals.
Now we're going to see a new women's champion crowned tomorrow, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that, because really the scores are not so far apart that it couldn't all change tomorrow. So I'm quite excited about that competition. Earlier today we also saw the ice dance. Vanessa Crone and Paul Poirier took the lead by a margin of only 0.14. I mean, can you imagine? For the second year in a row, they're going head-to-head with Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Pogier. This short dance a little bit earlier from this evening, they took the lead, but really, So close.
There is no space for any mistake here because there's only 2 skates this year compared to last year. They were on the ice with 3 events. So now there's only 2 skates in such a tight distance with Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Pojek.
It makes for very exciting competition, so can't wait for that. Now, the free dance comes up on Sunday, so they get a day off tomorrow. But earlier today, actually, our very first event was the pairs short program. And Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich, wonderful performance. They are the event leaders.
Energetic, youthful. They had the music to get the crowd going, and they took advantage of it. What a strong performance.
There, that's wow. That's the wow factor right there. As we said, there was great skating all day long from Victoria, British Columbia, home of the 2011 Canadian Figure Skating Championships. So, for tomorrow, what are we looking for? We're looking for 2 champions, pairs and women, and then what else is happening?
The men's are on the ice tomorrow.
Men's short program. It's going to be very exciting as well. Patrick Chan looking for his 4th national title. Kevin Reynolds looking to get on the podium as well, and maybe Sean Sawyer, maybe Jan Martinez. We just don't know what's going to happen.
There's a few men out there that could actually grab the 3rd place.
Andre Rogozin, one of the skaters I want to make mention, brand new on the sort of senior stage and really making some strong impressions. Jan Martinez, as we said, there's just so many men. Marc-Andre Craig. It's going to be extremely interesting competition. And even with the reduction of 7 elements from 8, we're still seeing very, very strong skating.
But a little bit more place for the program component. So the best skater with the most rounded ability will shine.
So do you think that Canada is in good shape heading towards the World Championships?
I believe so. I believe so. It is a strong field, and we saw it at the Grand Prix final, how many represented Canada there. So yes, we are in a good, on our way to.
And just to refresh everybody's memory, we're looking at 3 men, 3 ice dance couples, and 2 women and 2 pairs who are going to qualify for the World Figure Skating Championships. Very, very exciting stuff. So you're not going to want to miss a minute of any sports coverage this weekend on CBC. Tomorrow evening on Hockey Night in Canada, the Capitals are in Toronto to tangle with the Leafs in the early national game, with Montreal hosting Anaheim for Quebec, Alberta, and BC. The late game hits Calgary at Vancouver. And then live coverage on Bold of the 2011 BMO Canadian Figure Skating Championships from Victoria continues tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, with the ladies free skate. And as we saw tonight, it's anybody's game. Some final shots of our competitors. Amélie Lacoste. This is Goodnight from PJ Kwong and José Chouinard. We're going to be back tomorrow with all of the skating. We hope you're going to join us here on Bold and on CBCSports.ca. Good night for now.